All right, let's talk top 5 players, most important players for a playoff run. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. This episode, we're talking about the top 5 most important players for the Vikings to make a playoff run. The key word here is players, not because coaches got to do their job, but we're talking just players today.
Keyword to me is playoffs. The fact the Vikings are 7-6 and just sitting on the cusp of the playoffs makes my parts tingle.
Well, speaking of your parts, I must say you look extra good lately. Your skin, as some would say, is radiant.
Wow, I really appreciate that. You know why? Here's my little secret. It's because of Happy Nuts. I've been using their Big Wood here body wash. It not only smells great, it also leaves you squeaky clean. And I've been applying it here with this ball-shaped loofah they sent me. As you can see, it's full of pubes and dead skin. But this together has left me feeling smooth and smelling delicious. And the great thing about Happy Nuts, they donate a portion of every sale to prostate cancer research.
Fantastic products, fantastic cause. If you got pubies on that thing, be sure to use their Bulber to take care of that, Lupagus. It is a wonderful, wonderful product as well. All right, let's do it. Top 5 most important players. Lupagus and I do not know each other's players. I'm assuming we probably have some duplicates, but let's start with an obvious one that I'm sure we both have, and that's new quarterback Nick Mullins.
You know, I actually didn't go with the quarterback because I didn't know who was going to be continuing to be the quarterback the rest of this way.
We know who the quarterback is. It's going to be Nick Mullins.
But is he going to stay the quarterback? Even if he is it going to last more than a game? That's why I left it off.
Well, he's on there because the obvious reason. I think this is their last chance. It's not they're not going to go to Hall unless he gets hurt. They're not going to go back to Josh Dobbs. Nick Mullins. It's going to be the Nick Mullins show, and it's going to be on his shoulders. Maybe he's a game manager, whatever. Just do not make mistakes. It starts with the quarterback, baby.
Yeah, and again, I left it off because I just don't know. Like, I mean, everybody's been getting hurt lately, so who knows? Maybe Mullins gets hurt and then goes to Jaron Hall, or maybe they fucking roll Josh Dobbs again. I hope not. But yeah, it's super important. You got to have decent quarterback play. Like you said, game managing plays what they need from the quarterback position. So it's very important, but I left it off this one.
All right, well, you go.
Well, using the fact that I don't know who the quarterback is, whether it is Nick Mullins, Josh Dobbs, or Jaron Hall, you need to have a safety net. You need to have a big target you can rely on. That's why I put the logo on here himself, TJ Hawkinson. He's got like 85 catches this year, setting Vikings reception records. He's been very consistent, very solid. He's been a quarterback's best friend, a quarterback who, especially now, this game-managing offense the Vikings can probably turn to. You need to have a tight end like TJ Hawkinson out there, and he's going to be key for this playoff push.
Well, it's going to be key because hopefully they actually throw him the damn ball because they haven't been doing that opposed to earlier this season. It's probably because Dobbs is there. With Nick Mullins there, I think Hawkinson's going to see a ton more balls thrown his way, and he will be a huge part of that. And I love the fact that I didn't have Hawkinson on my list. So we got definitely a different list. I'm going with my other obvious one, then I go in less obvious. It's Justin Jefferson. And he just has to be on the field. Like, if he doesn't go out there and have 8 catches for 150 and 2 scores, whatever, but he's got to be on the field to open shit up for everybody else.
Yeah, he was on my list too. To make the playoffs, you're going to eventually have to have some big play from your big-time players. Yes, he's dinged up. Sounds like he's probably going to play Saturday at Cincinnati. We'll see. We're hoping he is. He's tough as hell. Sounds like that was more just kind of precautionary stuff to get him checked out, make sure there's no internal things going on there. But Justin Jefferson, vital to this offense that's been struggling to put up points. They need him on the field. Again, even with a game manager type of quarterback, you're still going to practice score 17 points. You ain't getting there without Justin Jefferson on the field.
What do you got next?
I'm going to go Ivan Pace Jr., this rookie linebacker sensation. I don't think it's too much to call him a sensation. Coming off his biggest game of the year, he had 13 tackles, a sack, an interception. He's not going to have that kind of production every week, but I know they're talking about maybe opening up Jordan Hicks' window. I don't know when he's going to be ready to go. So we still need this young stud linebacker calling the shots, the green dot on his helmet. I know you love when I say that. Just to continue to keep making plays. You got to have that. And I really think this is going to be a defense that carries the Vikings in the playoffs. And Ivan Pace Jr. is going to be a huge part of that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Hicks maybe for the playoffs. We'll see. Regular season sounds like a pipe dream. But yeah, Pace is on my list. He's got to be on the list. He's the middle of our defense. And we got the Bengals coming up. They love to throw screen passes. We got the Lions coming up twice. They love to run the ball. And the middle of that defense, he's going to have to rely real heavy on Ivan Pace showing up. And Just like last week, it's not so much about just doing the right things, but it's being a playmaker. And that's what we did last week. Let's see some more playmaking plays, punch that ball, get a pick, do whatever you got to do. Paskey. I'm pumped. So he's on my list. Next one, I'm going, I went Greg Joseph. Greg freaking Joseph. And this is an easy one for me. He's damn near my top one. Appears we're not going to score many points in games. And that's just a fact. So when he gets a chance to kick a field goal, he better fucking make it. Greg Joseph might be the guy who scores the most points down the stretch. And right now, 76%. Believe it or not, that's his worst he's ever done in his career. Granted,
worse than last year. Was he 78 last year?
He's missed 3 from over 50, but I don't give a shit. You're in the pros. You got to make this kick. He's on the worst year field goal wise percentage, and we're gonna need points. We won 3-0 last week. Maybe next week will be 6-0. But Greg, make some kicks, please.
It could have been 6-0 last week if you had made his damn kicks. He didn't do it. So yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Greg Joseph. Tight games, offense struggling. You need your kicker to be money in the bank. I'm going back to defense now, and we need our playmakers making plays like they've done all year. Danielle Hunter was a little bit quiet against the Raiders. We need him to emerge and be that sack monster that he's been all season long. I want to see at least a sack and a half from every single game from Danielle Hunter moving forward, but also be a disruptor, cause ruckus to opposing offenses, backfields. He's always good against the run. Danielle Hunter, this defense has carried this team, and they have to continue to do so as we inch closer to the postseason.
And I got to admit, my list, aside from Pace, I had nobody else on defense just because they're playing so damn good. Like, I have no concerns on the defensive side of the ball. So my last one, I'm going to the big man up front, Brian O'Neill. I mean, offensive line-wise, Darrisaw, rock solid. Interior, as long as they're healthy, been playing good. But Brian O'Neill he's been having a little bit of a rough go at it. He's still having a very good year when you compare it to a lot of other right tackles, but it's not Brian O'Neill-esque. He's already given up 6 sacks, like 20 pressures. I mean, those are career highs. And down the stretch, if Nick Mullins is back there, he's a pocket passer. He ain't going to be moving. Brian O'Neill's going to have to shut dudes down. And I know Max Crosby is one of the best in the league, but he was getting worked.
Onebar has never shut a dude down. But Brian O'Neill, I mean, he's also got an ankle injury he's dealing with now, so we're not even sure if he's going to be available for Saturday or not. But his last 2 games have really been bad. Montez Sweat dominated him. Max Crosby made him a pitch. Yeah, you need Brian O'Neill playing well. And I went back to defense for my last one. And again, these playmakers on defense need to continue to make plays. Josh Metellus has been nothing but an absolute playmaker. Knocks that ball into Hunter Renfrow, saves 3 points at least for the Vikings there. End up being huge in that game. So Josh Metellus, just continue making plays. I don't care if you're playing cornerback, left cornerback, right cornerback, free safety, strong safety, D-line, linebacker. He's played them all. Continue to do it. Just keep being you. Josh Metellus is having a great year. That thing needs to continue for the Vikings to make the playoffs.
All right, there are I think it ended up being like 8 or so. We only had a couple of the same. So let us know in the comments who is the most important players down the stretch. And don't say Kevin O'Connell. It's cheating. He's not a player.
Yep, don't forget, drop hashtag Happy Nuts in the comments for your chance to enter into the giveaway. We'll be doing it at the end of the month. Link in the description also to buy their fantastic products. And remember this, when famous author Victor Hugo died, every brothel in Paris was shut down as all the prostitutes were attending his funeral because he was such a loyal client.
I knew it.